Hi, I'm Toby,
And I'm Sarah.
and we're from the Rural Publishing Company, and we're here to present our very first masterclass.
Yeah, which is kind of exciting.
It's very exciting.
And we will share the screen, which I'm just figuring out how to do. There we go.
There we go.
So this masterclass is part of the Supercharge Your Business with a Book series. And in Masterclass 1, we're going to walk you through how to plan and write your book. Isn't that right?
That is right, yes.
So what this Masterclass series will help you with, this is a series of 3 shortish masterclasses to give you the necessary know-how to plan, write, publish, and market a book for your business. You'll also get access to some extra resources and we'll guide you on your next best steps. So this is obviously Masterclass 1, planning and writing your book. Masterclass 2 will be publishing your book, and Masterclass 3 will be marketing your book. So what you'll learn in Masterclass 1, would you like to take us through that?
I thought I was here for my good looks and deep voice. Masterclass 1 will be about why you should write and publish a book for your business. Very powerful tool. Who can write a book? How to cultivate the confidence to write a book, how to find and dedicate the time to write your book, why planning your book up front is a very important step, and how to write a business book fast, which most of us are fairly short on time. So it's a very helpful thing to learn, and obviously common pitfalls and the various things that can slow you down.
So who are we? We are the Rural Publishing Company. And that's us.
It is.
We are us.
We are. We're a little bit crazy and
yeah, we're a little bit nutty, and so you just have to bear with us. We're sort of getting used to this whole video game. So I'm an award-winning copywriter and best-selling author over at the Rural Copywriter. Toby is founder of Billing Metals and Manufacturing.
We have a specialty manufacturing business. I'm an entrepreneur and tinkerer and inventor of things.
And we also both run the Rural Marketing Company, which is kind of handy.
It works very well hand in hand with the publishing company.
Yes, it does indeed.
Especially for you.
So about the Rural Publishing Company, and that is us on the slides with our 2 kids. So we aim to help aspiring and current rural, one day I'll say rural, right? Regional and remote business owners and authors to get published. We follow an assisted self-publishing model where you retain all the rights to your work and receive 100% of your book sale profits. Our aim is to make the publishing process as smooth and as easy as possible so you can reap the rewards sooner. We publish business books, non-fiction, fiction, children's books, and more. Lately, we've started to publish magazines, which is cool.
We have indeed, yeah.
And we hope to empower authors with our courses and coaching along the way. So why publish a book? So a book makes you look really, really good because other people know that it takes extreme effort to write and get published. It gives you instant credibility in your field and sets you apart from competitors. It demonstrates in great detail your expertise and knowledge, which equals more trust. It allows potential clients to get to know you more intimately, which helps them to buy. And it gives you another traffic source for people to find you. So they're the basic reasons why you might publish a book for your business. However, we have a little bit of a story for you.
Stories are always good.
Yep, stories work well. So once upon a time, there was a business owner who was lost and stuck. Every day they turned up and tried desperately to cut through the noise to win clients. They posted consistently on social media. They created videos. They gave out fabulous content and value for free, just like they had been told to do by the experts, and nothing ever seemed to work. Despite months upon months of hard work and effort, they were still dead broke and their business was going nowhere. One day they decided to write and publish a book. They'd heard it could be a way of cutting through the noise online and standing out. So instead of pouring so many hours into writing free social media content, they spent much of this time writing a powerful book full of incredible personal and professional stories, lessons, and advice. They published the book with the slight thrill of anticipation and self-accomplishment that because everything else had seemingly failed, they expected this would too. However, suddenly, strange things started happening. Their book started selling, and more people started liking and sharing their social media posts. More people started engaging on social media and creating a relationship with them. More people started to approach this business owner for advice, and more people started becoming paying clients. Because of that, the business started to grow. And because of that, the business owner started to gain more confidence. Until finally, they realized just how valuable they really were and grew their business to a level they never thought possible. And ever since, they lived happily ever after, serving their clients in a way that felt amazing for them, working far less hours while earning so much more money than they almost didn't know what to do with. It also spurred them on to writing 3 more books on their experiences, which sold 100,000 copies and transformed lives right across the world.
It's a good story.
Yes, it's quite profound.
It is. That's not based on any one particular person or one particular client, but that is the power that books have.
Yeah. So that's a bit of a dream, right? Except it doesn't have to be a dream. You can make it real, and that type of thing can happen for you too. So here's a real life example of how a book has changed our lives. In late 2020, I had the crazy idea of putting together a collaborative book called Rural Business Women. The idea was to bring a group of regional women in business together to showcase their achievements, share their stories, and help inspire other regional women in business. There just weren't any real books specifically for regional business women, so there was a bit of a gap to fill. So each contributing author wrote a chapter each, and there were 16 of us in total. The project took a lot longer and was trickier than I expected to project manage. Everyone had a million other priorities, which kept getting in the way. But we finally published back in December last year. So since putting this book together, I've had lots of media opportunities. I've scored more clients and I've expanded my audience. The other authors have also had lots of media opportunities and expanded their audiences. But the biggest and best outcome, it helped inspire us to start our own publishing company.
Another crazy idea.
Yes.
Worked.
We have lots of crazy ideas. So this one book has literally changed the trajectory of our lives, which sounds very like big and bold and important, but it is true, though. Like reality. So it gave us immense clarity on our future direction. It taught me some pretty valuable leadership lessons. It allowed me to build relationships with some amazing women, and I learned to stack from them. But it also allowed me time to self-reflect and gave me a real insight into the work I wanted to be doing, which was bringing books to life. So I was no longer just a copywriter, I was an author, and I wanted to help others to become authors. So yeah. But there is more benefits to writing a book. So even though we're writing for business, there are some personal benefits as well. So it can allow self-reflection. It allows us to find the lessons in our past failures or experiences. It allows us to process emotions and trauma so we can heal from them and make peace with them. It allows us the chance to help others with the lessons from our experiences, and therefore giving us a sense of real purpose. It gives us more clarity on what our next step should be in business and in life, and often gives us sudden but powerful insights into where we've been going wrong or where the opportunities may be in future. Writing books is also incredibly fun, and they can seriously help us make our mark on the world and impact others. But basically, books cut through the noise and help you to stand out no matter what industry you're in. And it gives you that instant authority. So that's really, really important in business.
Yeah. I'm a published author, has a lot more clout than just about anything else in business and in marketing.
Yeah.
It's been true for centuries, and it's still just as true today, despite social media and the endless amount of opportunities for marketing. A book still has more power than most of them put together.
It really does. So, who can write a book, Toby?
I can write a book. Anyone can write a book. It sounds complicated and difficult, but we can make it really rather easy, can't we, Sarah?
We can indeed. So, provided you want it badly enough and commit to the goal, you can be in any industry, from any specialty. You can be any type of business owner. You can have any personality type. You can come from any background and have any level of experience. So there's really no limit.
There's not.
So cultivating the confidence to write a book, know that it's possible, including for you. Learn a solid writing process. Take the pressure off yourself to be a great writer or perfect the first time, and then just do it. So as a bit of a hint, a lot of good writing comes from having a fantastic editor, and it's not necessarily just the author. And that's a really good thing to keep in mind.
And that's true of many of the biggest names in books, whether it's literature in a particular industry or what's the word I'm thinking of? Non-fiction. Sorry, I know lots about publishing. I can even think of the word.
Yeah, it's amazing what a good editor can do.
A lot of the world's biggest writers are not as good as you would think reading their books. The editors make the work what it is.
Yeah, they add all the sparkle and make it read.
Make it read.
Readability.
Really readability is the job of editors. And
so finding and dedicating the time to write, and this is a big one for business owners because it can seem like such a mammoth task to do in amongst everything else.
As most of you would be well aware, time and business are two things you don't have both of at the same time, most of them.
Yeah, so it is critical to find a way to schedule in your book writing time to make sure you get it done. There's a few options. You can block out 2 weeks in your calendar and go hard and fast. And yes, you can do it in a couple of weeks. Schedule 1 day a week over a couple of months. You can schedule 2 hours per week or 30 minutes per day, whatever works for you. Personally, I really love setting aside a large block of time, preferably in a nice hotel or Airbnb somewhere away from the usual family and business distractions. Because I can't cope with interruptions.
Apparently I'm very distracting.
Yes, he is. If that's not possible, figure out what you can manage and how much of a priority your book is for you and your business. And just figure out a schedule that's going to work best around your other commitments.
I quite often just have a Word doc up and add bits and pieces in between doing other things. It's kind of a way of relaxing a little bit in between emails or whatever it is that you're doing on your computer. You can write a little bit here and a little bit there, and before you know it, you've got quite a decent chunk of book done. Yeah,
that's a good idea. So plan your way to book success. Never start without a plan. If you're writing a novel or something more whimsical, you can certainly let creativity take over and you just run with it. But anything strategic and related to business with a specific purpose should always be planned. So research your industry, plan your topic, plan out your chapters, plan your call to action and strategy, then start writing. So why would you plan your book? It actually keeps your content really focused so you don't go off on tangents, because that's really easy to do when there's no structure.
Yes.
It gives you a guide to follow as you write, so you don't get stuck or lost for words. So it basically acts as a bit of a prompt.
Yep.
It gives you a goalpost, so you actually know when your book is done, which is also handy because a lot of enthusiastic writers do just keep going on and on and on and lose sight of the actual purpose behind the book. So that's a good thing. So how do you plan? The basic principle is lots and lots of brainstorming. You literally spit out every single idea you possibly could put into a book, and then you group some information And then from that, you can create some logical chapter topics.
Yep.
So we have a bit of a process around that, but that's the general gist. Now, how to write a business book fast. So we've got a few slides here to help you do this, because obviously the sooner we start getting our business books out there and getting a return on investment, the better. So short reads are quite popular. So instead of writing the 60,000 plus words that a lot of people tend to do, you can get away with 10,000 words or 30,000 words. So a short read is a great way to get your first book out there, and you can always write something longer later. So a short read basically just takes you through a step-by-step process to achieve a specific goal, I guess.
Yeah, a goal or an outcome.
Yeah. So particularly for a business book, business people are busy when they read a book, so it can work quite well. There are multiple ways of actually getting the words on paper. If you like writing, that's great. You can do it that way, which is obviously the normal way.
Yep.
Other people do, however, find it easier to speak into a recording device and then transcribe that. You can also use a ghostwriter, but that tends to be a very expensive option, but it's good if you've got more budget and less time. You use an easy process. So this is our basic process that we use. So you brainstorm your ideas, you put together a chapter plan, you write a rough first draft of each chapter, you write a rough first draft of your introduction and conclusion, you do a bit of an edit and refining process yourself, and then you just send it across to an editor or publisher to do the rest. Join forces. So if you can't quite imagine writing a huge extensive book, it can be really valuable to team up with someone else. So you might team up with one other person and write half each, or team up with 4 other people and write, or that should be 3 other people, and write a quarter each.
Yes. Mathematics, they didn't quite work out.
No, I'm a writer, not a maths person, clearly. Or you could join a collaborative book project like the ones that we currently run, which is kind of handy when you join forces with, say, 10 to 20 different other authors. And yeah, then you can split up the work and split the publishing costs as well, which is kind of handy.
When you team up, whether it's with one other person or 2 or 3 or 5, you can either write chapters or a section of the book each, or you can write the entire book chapter by chapter together and do it that way. So it's,
there's a few different options.
Multiple options.
Yeah. So common pitfalls. Obviously, a lot of writers or those that are thinking they're going to write can worry about writer's block. But when you follow a process, hitting writer's block is much less likely. Sometimes it helps to brainstorm each chapter with dot points before writing it properly. So you basically, alongside your chapter plan, you might map out the main content or ideas in each chapter. You can also try changing location, going for a walk, doing something different, but just make sure you don't use writer's block as an excuse. Quite often that's where the procrastination comes in, and you've literally just got to force yourself to spit out something on the page.
Even if it's nonsense, just put some words down. Yeah,
sometimes if you just spit out a whole heap of silly stuff, it can jog an idea or a memory or something, and you can continue on more easily.
Great thing about Word documents, it's very easy to delete stuff.
Yes, it's handy. The messy middle is where you hit the middle chapters of your book. So this is where the initial excitement of starting has worn off and the end of the book still seems so far away. And therefore it's really common to lose all motivation. So the trick literally is to just keep going. Set yourself some rewards for completing chapters or sections and don't stop.
Sounds very basic, but it's effective.
Yeah, and so long as you're aware of the messy middle sort of hitting you, you can, get through it.
Push your way through.
Much more easily. And motivation. So writing an entire book can feel really daunting. The trick to motivation is to create it with a routine. Set aside time each day or each week to write and do it religiously to train your brain. So the more you stick to a regular schedule and routine and make it habitual, the less you'll question it or procrastinate. And otherwise, the biggie is set yourself targets and rewards. So it might be, if I write this chapter in the next 2 hours, I will get a piece of chocolate.
Yes. Chocolate's a very strong motivator for Sarah too, by the way.
Yes, it works well. But yeah, there's other things you can do. You can write a chapter and then go out to the movies, or write a chapter and take your partner out for dinner.
Yep.
Yeah. Go walk the dog.
Yes.
Just little things to help get you
Through that particular chapter or page or whatever it is you're a bit stuck with.
Yeah. So there are lots of really good reasons to write a book for your business. Books skyrocket your personal and business profile, but also help you to reflect, heal, learn, and move forward. Writing a book can be a great way of finding clarity on your next best steps and for recognizing just how far you've come. The only way you're going to know if you can do it is by giving it a go and making a start. And you can always get help along the way.
You can. And to give you a bit of a tip, you can do it. It doesn't always seem that way, but it's not really that hard once you get started. And
getting started with anything, I think, is the hardest part.
Yes.
And believing that you can actually do it. But once you get in the momentum and start putting some words on the page, it tends to get easier and easier.
Yep.
And if it doesn't, you can always ask us for help.
Yes, it doesn't have to be brilliant. You don't have to be a genius at writing. There are plenty of people out there that can help. We've got people on our team that can make some fairly, shall we say, average work into quite a masterpiece.
Yeah. So that's it. I'm going to stop sharing this screen so you can see us. There we are. So we hope you've enjoyed that little bit of a run through of the planning and writing process. In the next masterclass, which we hope to have out soon, we'll be taking you through the publishing process. So obviously that'll be DIY style publishing.
Yep.
And the basic process that we follow to help our authors. And I think that's about it.
Yeah, various options for your publishing.
Yeah. So
that covers everything.
Right. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you soon.
Bye.